What's up, guys? This is the YouTube Handyman, and in today's episode I'm going to be talking to you about calling yourself a handyman, especially if you have the word handyman in the name of your business. And also, if you're a homeowner, this video is going to help you as well, because there's a big misconception about handyman out there in today's world. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so check this out. So I do have the name Handyman in the name of my business. But I can tell you, when I first started this business, it was just as a small side hustle, just trying to make extra money like everybody else out there. But then eventually it became my full-time thing. When I first started my business, I didn't really have any experience. So I learned everything by myself, and over time, feeling more confident, I've been tackling a lot bigger jobs. So, is it a good thing to name yourself, to have a handyman as part of the name of your business? Well, I'm going to be telling you from personal experience, guys. Things that have happened to me personally. This is not just my opinion. This is reality, real world, real customers. And I can tell you, if you ever think about expanding in the future, maybe you are just starting and you like doing it and you're learning a lot of things and things are becoming easier, and you think about doing more things in the future. Is it a good thing to have handyman as part of the name of your business? My recommendation is no, guys, especially for new customers. Let me explain. There's a big misconception about handyman out there. Usually, when somebody thinks of a handyman, they think of somebody who's just skilled enough to clean the garage, pick up the trash, move furniture, use just very simple things that a licensed contractor, will never dare to do himself because it's so small. So people call a handyman, right? That's exactly what people think. They think of somebody who's not able to get a regular job, and then the only thing they can do is just, bottom of the barrel jobs that nobody else wants. That's what handymen are supposed to do, right? Well, that was back in the day. Back in the day when people actually grew their own food, people have farms, people actually worked on their own houses, people understood how everything worked in their houses. Back in the old days. Not anymore. In today's times, people do not want to use their hands to make money. People do not want to do anything in their homes. People are not taught any skills in the school system anymore. So guess what? That's where handymen step in. So let me explain to you how having the word handyman as part of the name of my business has actually affected me personally. So I go do work for somebody. They hire me to install ceiling fans, right? That's what handymen are supposed to do, right? Ceiling fans. But then, talking to the customer, I find out that they need their cabinets installed. They're redoing their entire kitchen. They need cabinets installed, lighting done, counters done, backsplash, painting, drywall, framing, all kinds of stuff, right? Flooring. So, we talk, and then I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then they act surprised. Oh, you can do that? Of course I can do that. I'm the freaking YouTube handyman. But that has happened to me countless times, guys. And the worst times is usually when I'm doing work for somebody, and then some freaking company shows up. And then starts doing work that I can do, but the customer assumed that I could not do that because I'm a handyman. Let me explain you the latest. And this, so I was mounting some TVs at a customer's house, doing some drywall work, and then fixing some lights. And then I see an irrigation company, show up and start doing irrigation work. And then so I look at the customer and I'm like, why didn't you ask for an estimate? I do irrigation. And the customer is like, oh, I didn't know. So, and let me give you an example too. I'm not the most expensive person out there, but I can tell you, an irrigation company that specializes in just irrigation is going to be easily minimum 3 to 5 times higher price than I am. because they have higher overhead, they have employees, so they have to charge more money. And that is going to be true for a lot of the specialty companies out there, like roofing, drywall, flooring. They will always charge more than a handyman. Why is that? Well, I can tell you, when I come to your house, I can install your cabinets, I can make a hole through the wall and, make a new entrance, I can install doors, I can fix your roof at the same time, I can do framing, I can do a lot of things on the same appointment. So my overhead, especially since I don't have any full-time employees, it's a lot lower than a company that specializes in just one thing only. So I'm able to, give better prices. And that has happened to me many times. Has it affected my business? Of course it has, because that is money lost that I could have been, making if somebody didn't think of me as just a handyman that is not able to do skill work. So I've been thinking actually seriously about, renaming my business, and instead of having the word handyman in there, and it's just home, like, instead of handyman services, home services. And the reason why is because, well, now I can do a lot of things. I'm very confident, and I've been tackling bigger jobs, like installing full kitchen cabinets. That's usually a couple $1,000s right there. A lot of roof leak repairs. I do a lot of roof leak repairs. But let's say, as a customer, you have a roof leak, and then you don't know anything. You never picked up a screwdriver in your life. So you assume to fix a roof leak, you need a roofer, right? It makes sense. So you're going to go online and you're going to look for a roofer. And you're going to get a roofer. You will never think to look up a handyman and think that a handyman is going to be able to fix your roof leak. Especially if you have the misconception that handymen are not able to do skilled work. And usually what I've noticed with the higher skilled customers, the customers that money is not an issue, the customers that literally, they just, they have a leak, they call the plumber, they have a light bulb that needs to be changed, they call an electrician, they need some painting done, they call a painting company. That type of customer is the one that everybody wants to work for, especially in this type of industry, because they pay money, good money. They don't care about the money. They just want somebody to show up and do the work. And this is how these big companies stay in business, because most of their customers that they work for are these types of customers. The ones that don't care how much. They just want the job done. And that's the customers I want to get. I have a lot of them like that, but I want more. And I've noticed, especially in the past few months, since I'm being heavy on advertising on Google, and I've been getting really, really good customers through Google, like well-paying customers, I've been noticing a lot of people assuming that I couldn't do something simply because, the name of my business has the word handyman in there. So that's how it has affected me personally. I can tell you, once I meet the person and they talk to me, I don't have that problem anymore, because people usually, they go to my website, they can see all the work that I do, they find out that I'm licensed and all that stuff. Like, it really makes no difference, but it makes people feel better. But yeah, so once they get to know me, I don't have that problem anymore. But before, it's a problem. If you need kitchen cabinets installed, are you gonna look for a handyman, or are you gonna look for a remodeling company or a carpenter? You need your counters installed. Are you gonna look for a counter company, or a remodeling company, or a general contractor, or are you gonna hire a handyman? See, that's a problem with this type of industry. Maybe back in the day, can you still get a handyman that can only do bottom of the barrel jobs and that's it? Of course. I mean, And usually just by talking to the person, you can tell if that person is going to be reliable or not. But if that person, is licensed, they have a website, they have 5-star reviews, I mean, so, but that's exactly my story, how it has affected me personally. When I first started, like I said, this was just a side job. I was not thinking about expanding. I just wanted a few extra $100 a month and nothing more. But now, it's a full time. And I want to get those types of customers that, don't care how much. So I know a lot of you guys are going to say, but Handyman, you should charge everybody the same. Well, I try to. But, let me explain to you something. So if I'm working at somebody's house, like I have a customer, he's a mortgage officer. And he's struggling, like money's tight. So that customer, I just did work for him this week, and I felt really bad about charging him $280 for several hours worth of work. If I didn't know that he was struggling, if I didn't know him personally, the job that I did for him that day would have been at least $500. But I gave him a break. And I do that all the time, especially if people are having a hard time, But then if I show up to somebody, that has a house that's worth several $1 million, and they're driving, a $200,000 car, that person's getting no discounts. So I charge the same to everybody. The only thing that I don't do the same is who gets a discount and who does not get a discount. So, but anyways, and obviously the busier you are, the more money you're gonna have to charge. I'm being extremely busy lately, so I'm actually raising my prices, and people still taking me up on hiring me. So I am blessed. I'm very grateful. Karma is real. If you haven't watched that video, you need to watch it, because that's the only thing that I changed about my life, and I've seen a massive improvement. But if you're just starting your business, guys, just, call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But think about the future. So how can you change the name of your business if you already have an LLC? It's very easy. It's called a DBA, doing business as. You fill out a form, and then you can name your business whatever you want, and it falls under the original business. So you can get, a new checking account with a new name. You can get a new merchant account with a new name. You can switch everything out with to the new name without having to start a new business like an LLC or S Corp or whatever it is that you have. And you can have as many DBAs, and that's exactly what I want to do. I want to have a website dedicated for roof leaks. I do tons of roof leaks, and roof leaks are big money, guys. And I'm the only one in my area that actually guarantees his work for freaking 5 years. Not even roofing companies are gonna do that, because I know I do good work and I know my stuff's not gonna leak. So I want to start, a website just for roof leaks. So when it rains, I'll advertise heavily on roof leaks, and that way when people are looking for roofing repair, guess what? Handyman right here will go fix it. And then I also want to get into remodeling. I want to do bathrooms. That's one thing that I want to get into. And something new that I want to get into that I just popped in my mind is pond building. I'm gonna build a water feature in front of my house, and I'm making a video about it, and you'll see it soon enough. But you know what? There's nobody in my immediate area that's doing them, and you can charge tons of money, and it's really not hard work. So that's something else that I want to get into. And but yeah, guys. So for those homeowners out there watching this video, I can tell you we call ourselves handyman, just because a lot of us start this business as a side hustle, and that's the easiest way to get, smaller jobs. But a lot of us, we can actually do a lot of things that most people think a handyman is not able to do. So, Anyways, as always, don't forget to like the video if you haven't liked it. Subscribe, and I will see you next time.